Hello YouTube, how is everyone doing? It's Professional here. Welcome back to my playthrough of Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta. I think this is probably going to be the final part because my PlayStation progress said I was at, 89%, so I think this is probably going to be the final part. Let's see here. Ava has to eat something.
This tastes like crap.
Okay, so she has her own dialogue on that too, okay. Okay, let's see, where are we going? There's still a bunch of them, great. They were right behind us. Who's calling me now?
Snake, the lake is just over that cliff. Eva should be able to climb it if you help her. Keep her close to you.
Where'd you go?
I see him.
Snake.
Let's see here. I gotta be quick. Okay, put on. Crap. Okay.
I see him.
Okay, got through that. Looks like we got 2 ways to take. Probably better to go to high ground route.
He's over there.
Where's Ava?
Where'd you go?
Okay, come on.
I'm so hungry.
Food. Ava. Ava's not near you. Oh.
Food. Oh, yuck. Need to rest.
Oh.
I'm so hungry. So tired. I'm so hungry.
So that woman was a spy. Speak. We will not let you get away.
Yes, you will.
Oh. Oh.
I'm so hungry.
What the? Okay, come on.
Snake. What did you give me?
Come on, we gotta keep moving. These guys are gonna wake up soon.
So tired. I'm so hungry.
Damn it, I can't find any food right now, too, which sucks.
I can't walk any farther.
Crap, there's another one over there.
My legs won't move anymore. You go on ahead.
I think I need to give her some food, but...
I can't walk any farther.
Oh, damn, it's so close.
Damn it! Can I have seconds?
Come on. Or they all wake up.
Come on, Snake. We made it.
We made it.
Over there. It's the boss, isn't it? I'll go get the wig ready to take off.
Right.
I'll leave you two alone. But come back in one piece, okay? Promise me!
Life's end. Isn't it beautiful? It's almost tragic. When life ends, it gives off a final lingering aroma. Light is but a farewell gift from the darkness to those on their way to die. I've been waiting, Snake, for a long time. Waiting for your birth, your growth, and the finality of today.
Boss. Why are you doing this?
Why? To make the world one again. The world used to be whole. But with the end of the Second World War, the philosophers began to fight amongst themselves, and the world was torn apart. The Cobras, my comrades who trained and fought alongside me, were torn apart as well. The foibles of politics and the march of time can turn friends into enemies just as easily as the wind changes. Ridiculous, isn't it? Yesterday's ally becomes today's opposition, and this Cold War? Think back. When I was leading the Cobras, America and Russia were fighting together. Now, consider whether America and Russia will still be enemies in the 21st century. Somehow I doubt it. Enemies change along with the times, the flow of the ages, and we soldiers are forced to play along. I didn't raise you and shape you into the man you are today just so we could face each other in battle. A soldier's skills aren't meant to be used to hurt friends. So then what is an enemy? Is there such a thing as an absolute timeless enemy? There is no such thing, and never has been. And the reason is that our enemies are human beings like us. They can only be our enemies in relative terms. The world must be made whole again. The philosophers must be reunited. I will devote my skills to that purpose. And with the Colonel's money, I will achieve that end. Just as I once created the Cobras. They are my family. I may no longer be able to bear children, but I still have a family. It was November 1st, 1951. I was in the Nevada desert participating in atomic testing. The name Nevada is derived from Spanish, covered in snow, white as snow. And snow is exactly what I saw in that Nevada desert. It froze my blood white. Snake, you were an atomic test subject, weren't you? On Bikini Atoll.
That's a real place that
That's
the
part
US
of the
tested
reason
nuclear
I was drawn
weapons.
to you. You and I are alike. We're both slowly being eaten away by the karma of others. We'll never have the chance to die peacefully of old age. We have no tomorrow. But we can still have hope for the future. In 1960, I saw a vision of the ideal future. from space.
That's Sputnik, the Soviet satellite.
3 years earlier, the Soviet Union
Oh.
had succeeded in launching Sputnik.
Man, I'm impressed with the history in this game. They did a good job.
History into orbit. This came as a huge shock to the United States.
It's true.
In response, America threw everything it had into its own manned spaceflight project, the Mercury program. Even as the Soviets seemed poised to send their first man into space, America was still experimenting with chimpanzees and rockets.
The space
government
race
wanted human data.
wasn't just
So
about
they secretly
getting into
decided to
space,
send
it was
a
about who
human
gets there
being into
first.
space. I
Both
was
countries
the
wanted to
one
show
they
off,
chose.
basically.
At the time, they didn't have the technology to block out cosmic rays, and whoever they sent up would inevitably be exposed to heavy radiation. That's why they chose me. After all, I'd already been irradiated once. Of course, you won't find any of this in the history books. I could see the planet as it appeared from space. That's when it finally hit me. Space exploration is nothing but another game in the power struggle between the US
Exactly.
and the USSR.
True.
Politics,
It was a competition.
economics, the arms race, they're all just arenas for meaningless competition. I'm sure you can see
That's
that.
Red Square
But the
in
Earth
Moscow.
itself has no boundaries. No east, no west.
That's the Berlin
no
Wall.
Cold War. And the irony of it is, the United States and the Soviet Union are spending billions on their space programs and the missile race, only to arrive at the same conclusion. In the 21st century, everyone will be able to see that we are all just inhabitants of a little celestial body called Earth. A world without communism or capitalism, that is the world I wanted to see. But reality continued to betray me. In 1961, I was sent to Cuba, to Bahia de Cochinos. It was part of a CIA-sponsored invasion under the guise of taking Cuban exiles back to their country.
Bay of Pigs.
But the U.S. government betrayed them.
True,
Our
this is all
weak-kneed
true.
president held back their air support.
That's true, Kennedy didn't want to send in the
exiles were
air.
annihilated by the Cuban army. All I could do was watch in silence.
This is all true.
I was set up by the very country I'd sacrificed so much for, by the very government I dedicated my life to defending. I was driven from the surface world, and I went underground.
The Cuban exiles
Then,
caught in the Bay
2
of Pigs
years
were
ago,
tortured in
I
prison.
faced the Sorrow, my old comrade in battle. He was my friend. But one of us had to die. I was left with no choice. The Sorrow gave his life for me. There is no enmity between us. One must live, and one must die. That was the mission. The ones who gave me that mission were the philosophers. Early in the 20th century, the true holders of power in the United States, the Republic of China, and the newly formed Soviet Union gathered together in a secret meeting that would later be known as the Wise Men's Committee. The secret pact they formed there marked the beginning of the philosophers. But the last of the original members died in the 1930s. After that, the organization began to run out of control, and the Wise Men's Committee degenerated into a mere shell of its former self. The philosophers of today have no sense of good or evil. Their influence extends to countries and organizations involved in every aspect of every war. They have become war itself. That's how they operate. The sacrifices of war cause a shift in the times. This shift leads to renewed conflict, and in turn triggers the next war. Like a nuclear chain reaction, each conflict sparks countless others, forming an endless spiral that will continue on for eternity. Do you understand what I'm saying, Snake? By consuming me and you, the philosophers intend to keep that cycle going forever. It was my father who explained all of this to me. He was one of them. You see, I am the last remaining child of the philosophers. But after he revealed the truth, my father was killed by that same shapeless, formless organization. And my father isn't the only thing the philosophers have taken from me. In June of 1944, the Cobras and I took part in the landing at Normandy.
D-Day.
We'd been given a top-secret mission to locate and destroy enemy V-2 rocket installations.
That's a real German weapon, the V-2 rockets.
I was pregnant at the time. The sorrow was the father. I gave birth on the field of battle. A beautiful baby boy. But my child was snatched away from me by the philosophers.
So who's her child if it's 20 years later now?
This is proof that I was once a mother. I gave up my body and my child for my country. There is nothing left inside me now. Nothing at all. No hatred, not even regret. And yet sometimes at night, I can still feel the pain creeping up inside me, slithering through my body like a snake. I've never talked this much about myself before. Thanks. Thanks for listening to me. I feel content. Snake, commence the operation. I raised you. I loved you. I've given you weapons, taught you techniques, endowed you with knowledge. There is nothing more for me to give you. All that's left for you to take is my life, by your own hand. One must die, and one must live. No victory, no defeat. The survivor will carry on the fight. It is our destiny. The one who survives will inherit the title of boss. And the one who inherits the title of boss will face an existence of endless battle. I'll give you 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, MiGs will come and bomb the hell out of this place.
Those are Soviet fighter
If you
jets.
can beat me in less than 10 minutes, you'll be able to escape in time. Let's make this the greatest 10 minutes of our lives, Jack.
Boss.
You're a soldier. Finish your mission. Prove your loyalty. Face me. I come. Excellent, Jack.
Okay, let's do sneaking camel here.
Here I come. You're better than I remember. Get ready.
Oh, that one I didn't get her on.
Your skills have improved. You've gotten stronger. Let's see what you're made of. You're better than I remember. Excellent, Jack. Here I come.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Let's see what you're made of.
I beat her. I did it with CQC. I know some people are thinking that I'm a psycho for doing that with just CQC. It took a lot of tries and a lot of practice, but practicing when to dodge and knowing how to counter her.
Take this. Keep it safe. It's our only hope.
A patriot? Why are you giving me this?
Jack. Or should I say, Snake. You're a wonderful man. Kill me. Kill me now. Do it. There's only room for one boss and one snake.
Does the game want me to hit the trigger? Happens regardless then.
Ready to go, Snake? Are you okay? Snake?
Yeah.
I told you could trust me.
What the?
Snake!
Oh great, Ocelot is back.
Ocelot! We're not done yet.
Too heavy!
Snake, try to remember some of the basics of CQC.
Not good!
I picked up a few new moves. Huh. It doesn't feel right to shoot an unarmed man. But I'll get over it. Eva! What do you say to one last showdown?
Yeah, all right.
What's your name?
Snake.
No. Not that name. You're not a snake, and I'm not an ocelot. We're men with names. My name is Adamska. What's yours?
John.
Very well, John. Plain name. But I won't forget it. Come on!
I think I'm correct. Let's see if I'm right on this.
It's a blank. Oh, that was fun. Till we meet again, John.
Snake! Give me a hand!
I didn't want to shoot him because I wanted to see what would happen, but
Come on, pull up! We made it.
Yeah, we sure did.
Oh no, Migs! There's no way out! What are we gonna do?
We've come too far to let them stop us now. Those things have got to be armed.
It's no use. There's no way we can outmaneuver them. They're gonna shoot us down. We were so close.
Weapon systems on. Locked on target. I got tone.
You were great, Eva.
Huh?
Thanks.
Hulk 19, this is Control.
The chairman is Khrushchev.
Comrade Khrushchev, return to base immediately. Both 19, do you copy?
Understood. Aborting mission. RTB.
Look! The MiGs are turning back! Woo!
Well done, Snake.
The MiGs disengaged.
Most likely under orders from Khrushchev.
Is this his way of helping us?
Who knows? Maybe he didn't want things to get messier than they already are. Or maybe he just wanted us to owe him one. The important thing is, you made it out alive. As long as Khrushchev is with us, I don't think they'll be coming after you. It should be smooth sailing all the way to Alaska. I'm sending someone out to Galena Base to meet you.
To meet me?
The DCI and the President himself are waiting at Langley. Don't keep them waiting.
Yeah, we'll save, but I think this is it, right? Yeah.
So what are you going to do now? Go back to the KGB?
What do you want me to do?
Did you ever think about coming back to America?
I can't go back. I've left America behind me.
But you saved this country.
I didn't do it alone.
And I still owe you a dinner.
Is that part of your mission too? Or is it an order? Or is it an invitation? Or a proposal? I don't take orders from anyone now. Scholars tell us that the first spy in history was the snake in the book of Genesis. In that story, it was Eve who was tempted by the snake in the Garden of Eden. But this time around, it was I who tempted the snake and got away with the forbidden fruit of knowledge. Forgive me, Snake. morning, Snake. I hope you slept well. First of all, I have to apologize. I wasn't sent by Khrushchev. I'm not a KGB spy, and I never worked for the NSA. I'm an agent of the People's Republic of China for the General
I should have
Department
known.
of the People's Liberation Army.
She had that Chinese Mauser pistol,
I tricked you.
and when Sigyn said
I'm
that
sorry.
that she uses Chinese tactics with the pistol, I should have known. That was a sign right there.
The philosophers still exist in China, too. You see, my mission was to find out where Volgan was hiding the philosopher's legacy and steal it. So I infiltrated his base as a KGB spy. The 2 NSA codebreakers who defected in 1960 were actually both men. The real Adam never showed up at the meeting place, saving me the trouble of having to eliminate him. I sneaked in by pretending I was Eva. And you and Sokolov and Volgan, you all believed me. The philosopher's legacy was originally held in common between the US, Soviet Union, and China. We couldn't let the Russians and the Americans take it all for themselves. The Chinese government had its eye on the legacy, too. I got the film containing the legacy, and also the nuclear missile launch data from the Shagohod. 5 years ago, the Soviet Union stopped supplying us with nuclear weapons technology. Since then, China's Liaodong easing, hydrogen bomb, and space rocket projects have fallen behind. But with this
That was the
data, our country
Sino-Soviet
will be able
split.
to develop its own nukes. We'll create a deterrent force to rival those of the US and Soviet Union. Everything has gone according to plan, thanks to your help. I too am one of the philosophers. I'm an agent of the philosophers, a graduate of one of their charm schools. I was raised in a joint US-Soviet-Chinese facility to become a sleeper agent. This was before the war. Back then, they were collecting children from all over the world. As a result, I'm indistinguishable from a native-born American. So it didn't surprise me when you and Volgan couldn't tell the difference. But she knew right from the beginning. She knew because before the war, she was at one of the philosopher's schools too, as an instructor. The boss was the only one I couldn't fool. She was the only one who knew I was a fake. She told me everything. Why did she open her heart to me like that? At the time, I couldn't understand it. But now, I think I do. Snake. She wanted you to know the truth. She chose me to tell you. That's why she saved my life. I've lied to you so many times, but not this time. My orders from the government were to obtain the legacy and to eliminate everyone who knew the truth about what happened. In other words, I'm supposed to kill you. But I can't do it. Not because we loved each other. And not because you saved my life. But because I made a promise to the boss. And I intend to keep it. I just wanted you to know. And you have to live.
That tape was probably designed to destruct itself after it played. So there's no evidence.
Snake, Listen to me. She didn't betray the United States. No. Far from it. She was a hero who died for her country. She carried out her mission knowing full well what was going to happen. Self-sacrifice. Because that was her duty.
You are above even the boss. I hereby award you the title of Big Boss. You are a true patriot.
Lyndon B. Johnson would have had a Texas accent like at the start of the game. He doesn't want to shake his hand.
Someone like him to handle our top secret sneaking missions for us. A man who combines the qualities of a soldier
Department
and an agent.
of Defense official.
The boss's
That's what DOD
defection
stands for.
was a ruse set up by the U.S. government. It was all a big drama staged by Washington so they could get their hands on the philosopher's legacy. And the boss was the star of the show. They planned it so that they could get the legacy that Colonel Volgin inherited and destroy the Shagohod at the same time. Only a legendary hero like the boss could have earned Volgin's trust. Finding out where the philosopher's legacy was hidden was to be her greatest mission. Everything was going according to plan. But then something happened that no one could have predicted. Colonel Volgin fired an American-made nuclear warhead at Sokolov's research facility. Khrushchev demanded that the U.S. government provide proof that it wasn't involved. They couldn't just abort the operation to steal the legacy. So the operation itself was greatly expanded and revised. The authorities in Washington knew that in order to prove its innocence, they'd have to get rid of the boss, and that one of their own would have to do the job. The public couldn't be allowed to find out about it. Not ever. This, they concluded, would be the best way to keep the whole thing under wraps. The boss wouldn't be allowed to come back home alive, and she wouldn't be allowed to kill herself. Her life would be ended by her most beloved disciple. That was the way the government wanted it. That was the mission she was given, and she had no choice but to carry it out. Her death at your hands was a duty she had to fulfill. Out of duty, she turned her back on her own comrades. A lesser woman would have been crushed by such a burden. The taint of disgrace will follow her to her grave. Future generations will revile her. In America as a despicable traitor with no sense of honor. And in Russia as a monster who unleashed a nuclear catastrophe. She will go down in official history as a war criminal.
That's not right.
And no one will ever understand her. That was her final mission.
Is this Arlington Cemetery?
And like a true soldier, she saw it through to the end. But I think she wanted you, of all people, to know the truth. She wanted to live on, in your memory. Not as a soldier, but as a woman. But she was forbidden to tell you herself. And that's why she told me. Snake, history will never know what she did. No one will ever learn the truth. Her story, her debriefing, will endure only in your heart. Everything she did for her country. She sacrificed her life and her honor for her native land. She was a real hero. She was a true patriot.
October 15, 1964, Khrushchev is ousted from power. Brezhnev becomes the first secretary of the Communist Party with Kosygin as premier. True, China conducts its first nuclear test in the Taklamakan Desert, October 6, 1964. Stigand joins ARPA. He takes part in development of ARPANET. The U.S. government conducts a study in emergency medical treatments. Ava disappears without a trace in Hanoi. Hanoi is the capital of North Vietnam. Paramedic establishes the nation's first paramedic system in Seattle, Washington. Major Zero disbands Fox, 1970. The United States accumulates the remainder of the legacy. The U.S. branch of philosophers changes its name to the Patriots. Carrying on to the tradition of Major Big Boss establishes Foxhound. So that's how the Patriots were formed. They're formed from the philosophers. The Less Infinite Terribles project is developed. Wait, isn't that the sons of Big Boss are born? Isn't that where Solid Snake comes from? That's the project that was cloning, right? The clone project. So that's how the US government got their hands on the philosopher's legacy. That it was after Ava disappeared in Hanoi. So yeah, these and Sokolov. What happened to Sokolov? What happened to him though? He got shot in the legs, but did he die or? But what I was gonna say is that the Metal Gear Solid games have to probably be the most philosophical games that I've played. Out of all the games I've played, they probably are the most philosophical games. And I had the feeling that, like, in Metal Gear Solid 1, it was the first time that I beat it last year. Exactly September, actually. September and October 2024, so last year. I had the feeling that the moral lesson in Metal Gear Solid 1 was kind of that you can decide who you are, and that you shouldn't be forced to be somebody that you don't want to be. Kind of how they kept talking about the genes constantly. They kept telling your genes define who you are. That kind of, am I kind of right on that? That it was the moral lesson in the game was that you should decide on who you are, who you want to be, that you shouldn't let some genes or something like that define you. You should be able to live your own life how you want to live it. And I think kind of was the moral lesson in this game that these governments, like the U.S. and the Soviet Union, that they just use these soldiers and just throw them away like they're nothing. So they basically sent her on a mission where she was going to die and be portrayed as a war hero. And she still went along with that. So she sacrificed herself for her government. And her government didn't even care about her at all. Is that kind of what the moral lesson was, that these governments just use these soldiers like they're nothing? They just use them like puppets and discard them when they don't need them anymore. And also, as for Johnson, Johnson is one of the worst American presidents in my opinion. I hate him. I think he was an absolutely terrible president. He was also the idiot who, got the U.S. fully involved in Vietnam. There's one thing I don't think they didn't explain what happened to Sokolov, but what about the child? Boss's child. What happened to the child? I wonder if there's anything after the credits. So, can I ask you guys in the comments, without spoiling it for me, can you guys tell me which Metal Gear Solid game should I play in chronological order next? Because I know that Metal Gear Solid 4 is the last one chronologically in the series, right? It's the last one. I know that Raiden has his own game. I think that's Reverence. I'm sort of saying it wrong, but I know Raiden has his own game, but it's kind of like a spin-off. It takes place after Metal Gear Solid 4. But Metal Gear Solid 4 is technically the last one, right? Chronologically. So is Metal Gear Solid 5 the next one after this? Because I know Metal Gear Solid 5 takes place in the 80s during the Soviet-Afghan War. So which one am I playing next if I'm going for chronological order? Because I'd rather do them in chronological order. I'd rather do Metal Gear Solid 4 as my final one, if I'm going to do one. I'm also excited for the multiplayer that's coming to this game. I can't wait to play it. Also, as somebody who reads Cold War history and likes history, specifically the Cold War, which is one of my favorite time periods to study, I was extremely impressed with the history in this game. They had gotten so much history right in this game. The Sino-Soviet split. The reason the Soviets stopped sharing their nuclear technology with the Chinese is because of their split. After Stalin died, what happened was that Khrushchev de-Stalinized the Soviet Union, and Mao really admired Stalin, and so Mao Zedong, the dictator of China, really hated that. And the Soviet Union and China had their own split and disagreement. And basically, most of the communist countries in the world had to choose which side they wanted, if they were on the Soviet side or the Chinese side. Cuba was on the Soviet side. Pretty much all of Eastern Europe, Poland, East Germany, Hungary, Czechoslovakia, Romania were on the Soviet side. The only communist country in Europe that was on the Chinese side was Albania. However, Yugoslavia was on a communist country that hated both the Soviet Union and China. They didn't really get along with either of them. So it was, they were more of a neutral one. Vietnam was, even though it's really close to China, was actually a Soviet ally. The Vietnamese communists did not like the Chinese communists, and the North Koreans were neutral. The North Koreans did not take sides in that, and because the North Koreans didn't take sides in that, the North Koreans got aid from both the Chinese and the Soviets. That's how they managed to, have a pretty functional economy until the fall of the Soviet Union, because they got aid from both countries constantly. Angola, a communist country in Africa, took the Soviet side. But they got the Khrushchev and Brezhnev power struggle right, because what happened was Brezhnev was trying to oust Khrushchev, because after the Cuban Missile Crisis, after Khrushchev pulled Soviet missiles out of Cuba, Khrushchev was seen as weak by the Communist Party of the Soviet Union.
Rosnygrad and the Granin Research Facility have both been wiped out without a trace. I understand, sir, but they were necessary sacrifices. Yes, the CIA has taken care of the boss themselves. I believe the White House will be satisfied. Khrushchev is finished. Your time has finally arrived. Yes, the American president is relying on us to keep a lid on the whole affair. We've got him by the balls. It should make a valuable trump card in future negotiations. Yes, Chief Director, of course. I'll keep the KGB informed.
Brezhnev is gonna take power now. Oh, he's calling someone else. That's the phone sound. Back then when you had to spin the...
Yes, it's me. The boss has accomplished her mission. The philosopher's legacy is now safely with us, in America's hands. With this money, yes, the philosophers can finally be revived. The film we handed the Chinese was a fake. Peking must be in an uproar right about now.
So Ava had a fake one.
I'm afraid so. Only half the money has made it back to the United States.
Who's he
KGB
talking to?
must still have part of the legacy. Yes, the weapon has been reduced to ashes. That's right. Groznygrad has been obliterated by the Davy Crockett we brought in as well. Yes, that was the boss's work too. Speaking of which, I've obtained something from Granin that you might find interesting. It's a revolutionary new nuclear attack system. Perhaps it might just come in handy someday. Yes, we have Snake to thank for that. Khrushchev believed it as well. Yes, they bought our story. I don't think they'll be making a fuss. The secondary alert has been lifted as well. And the Soviets still haven't discovered my true identity. They have no idea that I've been triple-crossing them. I will continue my activities as a contact for the new government. Yes, it appears that no one knew that I was Adam.
What?
Of course, I'm always at the CIA's disposal, Mr. Director.
So he was the NSA guy who defected? That was him? Humans killed. Look, 0 people. I beat the whole game without killing anyone. I didn't kill a single person throughout the whole game. I did it. So he was the American who defected to the Soviet Union. That was that, but he was playing the Soviets the entire time. And who was he talking to on the phone? Was he talking to Zero? The CIA director, but single action army. Note, available from the start after loading. Patriot, oh. Green face paint. Brown face paint. Tuxedo. Banana camo. DPM camo. A lot of camos. Wow, a lot of camos. Oh, look at that. The menu changed. It's the final place where you fought the boss, and it's playing the Snake Eater theme. Look at that. Peace Walker. Cleared the game without killing anyone. Nice, right? We did it. Okay, so I had a lot of fun with this game, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I want to play in the other Metal Gear Solid games in the future. I've never played them, and this was my first time playing this game. I've never even played the original Metal Gear Solid 3. So this was my first time playing with the remake. But thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this series. If you did, do drop a like, and tell me in the comments which Metal Gear Solid game, if I'm going for chronologically, like the next in the timeline, which one would I be playing next? But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.